G'day YouTube. This is a video of my Sherco SE300 factory. I've had it for about 3 months now. I bought the bike to help me try to ride the harder Enduro stuff a little bit better, and so far it's proved to be an excellent choice. So you can see this little video. We're going down into a creek. I didn't ride this section particularly well, but look at this little log. So that's sort of a 3-inch log. I stalled there. Even the other side of that, that's like a gutter size step, and it just tracks straight up the gutter size step. And there's another little 2-inch log there, tracks over, drops down a little log. We're in the creek proper. It's dry, but it's still quite slick. It doesn't see much sun or moisture. Much sun. I stalled there again. Like I mentioned, I didn't ride this creek particularly well. Little sort of light in the front wheel, a little kind of pivot turn there. It tracks through this sort of 50, 100, 200 mil rock, or 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch rock creek quite easily. As I mentioned, so far the bike's proved to be exceptionally good. It will lug really well. I stalled there. That's like a 4-inch rock that I run into, so gutter size rock. So that'll stop most bikes if you don't have much momentum. This stuff is like 6-8 inches high, so you need a fair bit of commitment and a fair bit of momentum to be able to track through here. I mentioned that this is not my finest hour riding, so this stuff is a couple hundred mils high, so a foot sort of rocks. Now I went quite slowly here because that little stick sticking out there is radiator height. I've got guards on the radiator, guard on the clutch master slave cylinder, and a bash plate. Hand guards as well, bolted to the triple clamps to try to protect my levers and the handlebars. As I mentioned, so this little step, so that's like a nearly a 2-foot rise in front of the bike there. So here I'm trying to channel some better riding because I've floundered. That stuff is sort of calf height, all those little rock steps. We're coming up to another little step in the track here, which is knee height. So I bogged down there as well. The other side of that, there's quite a big drop. So I mentioned again, so I'm trying to save my reputation here by claiming that I'm not riding very well, but I didn't ride very well. You can see that this little obstacle is quite hard because you've got a log that's nearly perfect wheelbase from the log that's nearly tyre height, and you've got like a coat hanger tree, so you've got to sort of get the bike sort of up that without tearing your head off. You can see that is like head height there. So I sort of launched the bike up, and again it's got very good control, so very good low end power. It will track amazingly well, lug well, which was the goal of the bike. So far it's been quite good. There's quite a steep little climb here that I didn't do very well as well. I've never managed to clean this climb in front of us. We've only been up it 3 times, I think. This way I got a little bit balked, I wasn't riding particularly well. So this little rock step there, that's sort of thigh height. These obstacles are all wheel stoppers. So with any creek, you've got to have quite good clutch control, quite good drive. Any of these obstacles are half wheel height will tend to grab the bike and stop it if you don't have enough skill or momentum to travel through. Even this one, so that's gutter height again. I managed to track around that little gully. The suspension's proved to be excellent too. If I follow anybody on the KTMs or the Yamis or any other of their bikes, they seem to get deflected a fair bit. another sort of tricky little log to get around or across. So so it's on the bash plate, front wheel off the ground. I'm just trying to hop the bike up. So now I've stepped over the log. I've used a fair bit of RPM and clutch to get the bike over. I'm back on the bike here. We've got another little wet patch here that has another, sort of foot high rock. So the bike's tracking incredibly well. That's another foot high or so step. Now we've come up to the creek. You can see Jace, he didn't make it on his first attempt. Now I went off the line, didn't make it to either the two lines. So I've tried to motor walk it here a little bit. The bike sort of crab sideways. I've had 3 goes here with very poor success, and I get it up to nearly Simo, which is baiting me as I'm trying to get it up, and I can't get off the throttle or back on the clutch, and the bike goes sort of 90 degrees across the hill, and I end up letting the bike go and it tumbles down the hill. It's warm enough here for me to take my goggles off.
I think you've a different creek.
I'll come back to you in a little bit more description. I'll try to get some photos of the bike stationary, and we'll walk through a couple of things that I don't think are very good on the bike and a couple of things that I think are excellent on the bike. Well, back again. So this is a 3-month review on the Sherco SE300 factory. So far it's been an excellent bike. I've really enjoyed the time riding it. I've said this a few times before, but the goal for the bike was to help me try and ride the harder stuff a little better. So sort of the harder enduro stuff, so creek lines, steep climbs, and in that mode it's proved to be very good. It's got incredible down-low lug, so I've been very happy with it. Now for the bad points. So the bad point is the fuel tap. Incredibly hard to get to. It's tucked in on the right hand side of the bike, in under the fuel tank. Now the fuel tank's got a drop side on that right hand side, and the fuel tap's in there, so that's been painful to use. I'll show you that in a minute. Plastics have shown signs that they've scuffed, say, on the right hand side. So the plastic is quite thin. The graphics haven't fared amazingly well, but as you can see, the bike's not amazingly clean either. Dirt all over it. So I didn't clean it very well last time, poor thing. To me, the front brakes are powerful, but they don't offer as much feel as a previous bike, so I find myself locking the front up a little bit more. But it also could be a fact of the 2-stroke has a little bit less engine braking, so I might be coming into the corners a little bit hotter than I might have on the 4-stroke. Not too sure yet. It'll take a little bit of time to figure exactly what that problem is. Now I've actually fouled 3 plugs now. Again, not sure of the exact cause. I had a little topple over last Wednesday, and I picked the bike up, and the bike was revving very fast, and then shortly after I tried to crack the throttle to get the revs to drop again. So I'm not sure if I bent the throttle cable at either the throttle handpiece. I think that's possibly the fact, but then it stalled, it wouldn't start. I changed the plug and fired straight up and rode happily for the rest of the day. Another time in the Blue Mountains, maybe a month ago, I let it idle for quite a long time, sort of 15-20 minutes, while we were helping get my mate's bike going. And then I went to ride off, and I cracked the throttle and it stalled and wouldn't start again. So I changed the plug then. The first time, oh yes, the first time, I was trying to run in a track, so I was riding maybe 5 metres, skidding, riding another 5 metres, skidding with the rear tyre to try to run a line in the undergrowth so I could see where I was riding to ride a little track in. And then again it stalled. Sorry, it was running very rough off idle and wouldn't start. They're about the only real issues I've had with the bike. I'll see if I can get you a photo of the fuel tap. So now the fuel tap, I hope you can see that, is jammed in behind the centre of the carby there. Very difficult to get to.